Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dinks with Kinks. I am your host, John, and with me tonight, as always, a flower so pungent that you just get lost in the field of daisies. That is Mr. Shep.
Pungent.
Hi.
Pungent.
Pungent.
And a rose by any other name would probably be called Rebecca.
Aw, hello everyone.
Before we get into tonight's episode, I do want to remind everybody that we are in fact on that social media at Dinks with Kinks on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So look us up. Come talk to us. Say hey.
Do it.
How you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you, John?
I'm pretty good.
Effervescent.
Yeah.
Feeling effervescent.
Effervescent. I motherfucking love that word, effervescent. I want to be called effervescent. Like that's when people say, you fill my life, I want you to be like, you are so effervescent. I want that.
But that just reminds me of cold medicine.
It's refreshing. It's sparkly.
But
It's
every cold medicine, Vicks Vapor Rub, all of that, they're like, it's
They're like what?
effervescent. I can't say words. Guys,
effervescent.
Effervescent.
There's a P in there.
Yes.
Effervescent. So, of course, tonight we are, in fact, talking about aroma kink. The arousal of smell. And this is something I think more people have that they don't realize is a kink.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. And that's just being turned on by smell. And so there's so much we're going to dive in today because this is a big episode. Just because I want to talk about all sorts of smells and like how the human body handles smells. So we're going to get a little sciencey today.
A journey of odoriferous deprivations.
So, do you guys know how the human body collects memories? Like how we develop? No, not just
muscle memory,
visual,
all the things,
audible, sensation.
So all of the senses.
Yeah, all of the senses, pretty much. Every sense denotes memory. But the strongest, of course, is in fact smell. And with that, like you can remember things like they say memory tricks to remembering things is always try to log what you're smelling at the time. When you're like, okay, I need to remember to do this later. Think of the smell you smelled and then later have that same smell and your mind will click to it. If you have trouble with memory, absolutely start logging smells.
Ooh, that smell. Can you smell that smell?
How do you guys know it's springtime? Is it the warm weather or is it the smell?
Because I gag and can't breathe outside.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't breathe.
Well, okay, yeah. That wasn't the answer I was looking for, but cool. Let's
fine.
Why
No
don't we pull
honesty
it back?
for you. Let's give them the
I
lies.
didn't want
No
honesty.
facts for you.
Just trying to lead this episode along, you know.
Okay, all right. Anyway, sorry. I would say a better way for like if you're talking smells is fall. It's that smell, that clean smell of like that crispness in the air. It has that clean air like type smell in the fall.
No.
Absolutely.
I see where it's going. I'll go with him this time. On the increase of flower in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And nectary smells, the sweet smells.
You can smell sweetness in the air, usually in spring. Which does, in fact, lead more people to snot-nosed hell, where they can't smell anything. So most people don't know the smell of spring because they can't smell anything.
I'm prepared.
Now, yeah, and there are certain smells that denote memories. Like, if you were to smell, what's a good one? Any type of evergreen tree. Like the sap of an evergreen tree, most people, at least people who celebrate it, denote Christmas immediately. Like you could smell a Christmas tree.
Mine's fish oil.
Fish oil?
One of the strongest
that makes you think
memories because No, that doesn't make me think of Christmas. It makes me. That's
Oh, I was about to
memory,
say, I
like
was
a
like,
smell.
I want
Like
the
no,
story.
no. But actually, it does sort of. And here's why I made that connection is my dad is Filipino, and so my grandmother, we would go visit her for Christmas, and her house always smelled of fish oil. And so when we'd visit her for Christmas, like that aroma, that smell, it was just that permeated her house. And so we would visit her on Christmas. So it wasn't too far off base. I'm just saying, when I smell fish oil, I think of my grandmother, which we would visit her on Christmas. And so that is a very strong memory for me.
Yeah. And so it's not hard to think that, like, you know, you can absolutely attach sexual attraction to a smell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, believe it or not, humans themselves live and function off smell. I mean, hormones, pheromones, all of those things are actual smells. You don't know you're smelling them, but you are. And that is the key point of attraction right there, is the smell of pheromones. I'm attracted to somebody, not just because of their physical appearance, but because my mind, you know, is registering a smell that my body goes, yeah, there it is. That's the stuff.
My favorite thing to do is to like bury like my face in somebody's like the crook of their neck right there, like right under their ear, and just like breathe them in. I love that.
Get a good sniff.
Breathing, getting a good sniff in, like they're that like a very. Because it's like one of the places like we're near the base of your skull where like the pheromones and stuff in, but like you bury your face on your neck. Yeah, like I love smelling people. I know that sounds weird. I do love smelling people.
No, but it's very true. I mean, it is the basis of most attraction. I mean, yes, there is the physical appearance, the personality wise, you know, all of those play a factor, but one of the strongest things that we don't realize that we're smelling is, in fact, the pheromones that are released by the human body. So, I mean, right there, just in itself, there's your kink right there. The attraction to pheromones. People actually can smell them. There are many people out there who have, you know, awareness of pheromones.
Yes. I always wondered, though, why does pheromone?
Well, if you're doing it right, pheromone's good. If you're doing it wrong,
really,
pheromone might
really
pheromone
tickles my
loud.
olfactory sensors.
So, do you guys tie a smell with sexual arousal? Do either one of you have like I smell this and I go, I'm kind of horny now.
Oh, you mean when I was
Arousal?
when I was letting loose my gas next to your room?
No.
Could have sworn I heard that.
Yes. Yeah, I do. And I know, I don't, okay, well, I know after like doing my research, I know like it's not, but when it's, oh God. Okay. So, cause I realize it is pheromones, but like when you're going down on somebody, like you can or you're like, you can smell them. Like people have a scent, like a scent.
But
like,
that's what I was just talking about. Like you smell the pheromone. You are aware of the thing. And a lot of people call that BO, but a lot of times, did you know
sandalwood
it is
too.
a different
sandalwood. Sandalwood is a very, I mean, it's around really random.
Well,
the smell of sandalwood, there's something about it. It's just like,
we all have like a smell we associate with people. Like, you know, you date a girl or a guy or a person, a them or a they, and they wear a certain type of cologne, perfume, some type of shampoo, and you associate them with that smell. And if you're attracted to them, you will be out and about and you'll smell it and you'll think of them, and then you'll become aroused. Like my partner has, you know, a hair product, and when she does it, and once it comes out of her hair, she has a smell. She does. Like I can sniff the top of her head, and it's a very distinct smell. It's a great smell. It's like almost sweet, almost flowery, but not. It doesn't smell like dirt. It doesn't smell like greasy hair. It just smells like her. And but you can catch that smell every once in a while. You'll just be wafting in the air, and just the right combination of just natural smells and then your own memory will put it together, and I'll go, I am kind of turned on right now because I'm thinking about her.
Right.
So. Shep, you're looking
Yeah.
baffled. Like you just don't know how to associate smell with memory.
I don't memory good, remember?
No, but you can associate things, correct?
Yeah.
It's like association. It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily have to be a memory.
Yeah,
I
until
wish people liked my scent more.
until the recent years when my sniffer degenerated its abilities. Yes, I did.
I actually have a very fantastic sense of smell, which
too.
both sucks and rocks at the same time. Because if there's a bad smell,
Yes.
I'm aware of it. I'm very aware of it. I'm very aware of it very quickly, and I don't like it.
Yep, so goes my other half. That's why I have her track down the smells. I'm like, that smell? Find it. We'll get it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you where it was at. I'm bad at locating smells, but I can be like, it's here. I know it.
Yeah, so just like
I
you know,
just smell it. I smell it everywhere.
but it's ironic that I can make an egg, and like hours later, so barely enter the door. What's that? Somebody make eggs? What? How did you? Whatever.
Oh no, Shep, I can smell that too. That's not just her. I mean,
It's
I
more
know
sensitive
you have
people.
made an egg. I know you have made an egg in that little egg machine, that little panini press
Just
thing.
normal ones. I stopped using
And I'll
that
go-
one because of else harassment.
Yeah, because I can smell that egg before I come in the door. I'm like, egg hasn't been cooked. But like I said, let's not talk about negative smells. But because we're going to talk about negative smells, but in a positive way here in a little bit. And the reason I say, do you guys have any association? You guys familiar with the research of Pavlov?
Yeah.
Pavlov's dogs. And for our listeners who are not, there was a man named Pavlov. I think he was a doctor. Don't quote me on that. But he wanted to say that you can train a mind to respond to a stimuli and have the body physically react to it. So what he did was he got a bunch of dogs and he would ring a bell and feed them a treat immediately. He would ring a bell, feed them a treat. And then after doing that for so long, he would ring the bell and all the dogs' mouths would start, their bodies would react to eating a treat even though they didn't have a treat. So what has happened, their mind has cataloged that sound with food in my mouth. And that happens with smell and sexual arousal too. If you're with somebody for a very long time, or I have a story to go with this. Smell of Pert Plus. Ever smell Pert Plus? The shampoo?
Yes.
That smell will turn me on no matter what. If I smell Pert Plus, I immediately get aroused.
Oh, yeah?
And let me tell you why. As a youth, I didn't have my own lotion. I was going through self-discovery. The shampoo that we bought was Pert Plus. And what do you do in the shower? You rub one out. That's where I discovered myself. That was the product I used to explore my self-discovery. And now, since then, the smell of Pert Plus immediately triggers arousal because every time I would smell Pert Plus, I was getting myself off because I didn't shampoo my hair with it.
Thank God I didn't get that one last time. Almost did. Whew.
What?
Nothing?
Pert Plus?
No.
I'd go in there and just start huffing the bottle and jacking off. That's what would happen.
Yikes. I mean,
would
you
not.
already do that, though. You already do that.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to the bathroom jacking off. I'm just not going to sniff anything while I do. But there are certain smells like tied to my fetish and whatnot. And so that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if there were any smells that are not pheromone based that you attribute to sex or that can trigger arousal. A lot of people.
Leather.
Leather?
Oh, leather. Oh my God. Oh, leather. I could be, that smell, and not the fake leather, the real leather. I get so turned on by the smell of leather. You have no idea.
Is it well-oiled leather, or are you out in the pasture and you smell fresh
Not
leather?
cow. No, not cow.
I don't mean cow, but they have the leather
gets
gloves and whatnot.
moving.
If I had a pair of leather gloves, with that
yeah,
smell?
like the smell of leather, like leather, like it's not just slick, oiled leather, but it's just like the smell of leather. There is something about real leather, and nowadays, of course, obviously, there's a whole bunch of faux leather, but like the real leather, it's just I get so wet, like you have no idea.
I'm getting a small hint that leather does that thing for her.
Like I have my floggers and I bury my face in my floggers and I'm like, yes.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, and that's because you have associated that smell with sexual gratification. And this kind of really fascinates me because like usually you can't pinpoint why somebody likes something. But with aroma, it's all tied to memory and association. This is 100%. This is not a drama kink. This is not a, your brain is wired wrong kink. This is like perfectly functioning, healthy, no matter who you are. Your mind associates stuff with smells. It's like somebody farts, it stinks. You're like, that's a fart. I know it's a fart.
Unless you're into that kink.
Well, and we're going to get into that. We're going to get into like what your kinks and fetishes mean to the smells that they create. And we covered flatulence. We had the fart fetish. It was a great episode. And that was it. It was the association, the smell. So if you're walking through a crowd and you smell a fart, you will immediately go, that's my fetish, and I am incredibly turned on by that. So, but and that's kind of why I really get into this kink, because it is one of my kinks. I'm gonna be honest, 'cause I'm aware of it, and it's one of mine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is a fun kink because it's not one it is one that if you want to turn yourself on, you can do it anywhere, and nobody would know. Like, this is one that's like, you need to prep for something. Like, this is one that is just a lot of fun and you can do anywhere at any time. And I think that's so great.
And I'm quite the enabler of this one with my vast array of candle scents and aromatherapies.
Yeah. And like I said, it's usually, and sometimes it's not even like, aromatherapy is a very popular one, like the smell of lavender. There are smells that denote sexual arousal and just trigger your instinctual arousals. Like base level, you smell nice. Oh, this is a good setting. It's very relaxing. It's putting me in the mood.
Maybe for the religious ones, you got the frankincense and myrrh. That gets you going.
Oh yeah, I really get it on for the frankincense and myrrh. You start burning that, I'm like, oh my lord, oh my lord.
See.
All right, back to the religious episode. Here we go. Let me tell you a very fun one. So I've talked about it before. Like, you have the quicksand fetish.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very funny because like the area that I first got to really experience this and explore this had a very chemical smell. It wasn't the pit itself, it wasn't the mud, it was just down the road was a factory that produced, I couldn't tell you what they produced, but you could smell it. You could smell like the chemical in the air. It wasn't a bad smell, it was just like, there's a factory over there, I can smell that factory. And there's another place around town that I drive by all the time, and I will always roll my windows down because it has that smell. It has nothing to do with my fetish. It is not even related to it. But I remember that smell being at that place doing the thing. So it brings back all of those really hot memories of like getting to explore, learning my fetish and all that. And so yeah, now every time I drive down this one road in Charlotte, I will roll my windows down, and you'll know why. And now you guys will know why. So if you just in the car with me one day and I just roll down my window and start to smile, one of two things have happened. I farted, and I'm trying to be polite. But that's never the case because I will never roll my window down for that. I'll let you linger in it. I'll just be like, I'll look at you and go, it's time to suffer. But I'll smile. And now everyone listening to this podcast riding in the car with me will be like, oh my God, you're horny right now, aren't you? And they'll know that smell.
I also like the smell. This is going to sound really weird. Tents. Like camping tents.
That's a very notable smell. Like I can describe the smell of a tent.
Yeah, of a tent, like and because like usually you're on grass or gravel, and so it's like a mixture of like the scents. But I get turned on by the smell of tents. Like I think like that's one of those ones where it's like because I had a good fucking tent. I like fucking in tents. I think tent fucking is like the outdoor version of hotel sex. Like, you know what I mean? Like hotel sex, like hits different. Like so tent sex is the same way, and I feel like that's how I feel like the smell of a tent. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
It's just like
that's
leather.
Fucking intense.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fucking intense.
Yeah. It's fucking intense.
I'm
Chef,
real proud of that.
Proud of that one. That one was good. I'm proud of you for that one. Come on, Chef.
Like I'm right. And Shep was just like, I'm just mad I didn't say it first.
Right.
I gotta give.
What about you, Shep? So, like, dig deep in your mind. Is there any type of smell that like you don't realize, but now like if you had time to think about it, like, yeah, this smell. Because I'm used to this smell. Like, a lot of times, it's not even it doesn't have to be a strong odor. It doesn't have to be, like, an incense or, like, something that creates odor. It could be a very mild odor. I've been outside, and you just catch that little speck of smell, and it immediately triggers something. Okay.
Well, I get stuck, so... I couldn't say, but I mean, I still react to the strong scents. What's the one? Cedar. Cedar. It smells cedar. Yeah. I haven't smelled it quite a long time, but yeah.
I do not like the smell of cedar. Cedar is like that one smell, that one wood smell that I'm like, I don't like cedar. I know it. You know what? I know it's an association to something, and I can't tell you what.
Association of happy memories with my grandmother, I believe it's associated with.
I associate it with boredom. Because I remember my mom used to take me to a place, and she would go have like, you know, a meeting with her people where they would have like the sewing den and whatnot, and it smelled like cedar. And I would always be bored out of my mind.
It was my house. It was my house, wasn't it?
No, I had fun at your house.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, it was one of her sewing group things, and yeah, they always had cedar, and it smelled like cedar, and I was always bored out of my mind. So now every time I smell cedar, doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be on a jet ski that's on fire going off a mountain, and if I smell cedar, I'm just gonna be like, I'm so bored.
I like this is a weird one. Condoms. Condoms is not one that necessarily turns me on, but it's like there's that very distinct latex, like chemical smell, and it's
like a latex glove.
It doesn't almost, but not quite, because you have also the.
No, I know what you're talking about. Because condoms, to me, condoms fucking stink. I hate the smell of condoms.
But that smell, like that there's that very distinct. It's like sex, like like sex, like that. It's like instant, like that smell. It's like sex, like that's where my brain goes. It maybe not necessarily turns me on, but I'm like, someone's had sex here, like where somebody's had sex recently or something.
I cannot stand the smell of condoms, and I know, and it is associated with sex, but it's one of those things where it's a bad smell that still will like, oh, there's sex stuff happening, but I can't stand the smell. Like, so I'm miserable about the smell, but my body is still like, I don't care, you're still aroused. You know there's sex happening. You know what's about to go down, or what just went down. But I have gagged. I've been a condom one time, and you know what it is? It's that smell of like the latex and the lube mixed together, and being like marinated latex.
Marinated latex.
Because I love the smell, like rubber, like latex gloves. They don't bother me at all. Like I like the smell of that, and I don't mind the smell of lube. But you put them together and you marinate it.
And then you know the people that are really into wax play when they enjoy the smell of paraffin wax. Mm-hmm. Not scented, but just natural smell.
You ever heard of the phrase a panty sniffer?
Yes, I've heard of
People
you.
want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've looked
people
into
want
that.
to-
I'm like, people make a lot of money. I'm like selling their used
Mhm.
panties. I'm like, I mean, I'm all here for it.
Yeah, and it is that is in a sense the aroma kink. Is this the smell itself? And that's kind of what I was saving this for, like near the end where we're getting into the real deep hard area. You know, you're taking everything that we've done. You're taking your memory association, your pheromone reaction, and then your paraphilia of like this being an item of clothing, and you're putting it together, and then just that alone, the smell, sniffing somebody's used underwear, undergarments, any type. I mean, it doesn't have to be panties. It could be socks. It could be armpits. People like to smell armpits. I've actually had a couple of female friends who had major armpit fetishes, and I've actually known two gay gentlemen who also had the armpit fetish, and they want to bury their face in armpits, and we'll talk about that. That's a whole different kink on its own, but we will be stealing clip. It'll be like a clip show from this episode.
I've sniffed an armpit or two, but usually when I'm cuddling, like usually when my head's in their arm. But yeah, I have.
Okay,
It's
so
the pheromones.
Like,
I mean, it's a fair.
Yeah.
It is the pheromones. All the major places I like to sniff. It's like I like the pheromones. That it's like nothing is hotter to me than pheromones. Like,
well, I was gonna ask. It was like, do you want to smell like really clean deodorant smell there, or do you want a little bit of musk? Like, do you want a little bit of like just a bit of body odor, or what level of body odor do you want?
A bit of their musk.
I don't want like musk. I like their musk. Like, I don't mind like the deodorant smell, but I don't want it to be overwhelming. But I want to smell them. I want to smell them because everyone has a very distinct scent. I don't know. Maybe that's the primal in me. I don't know. Maybe I'm part wolf. I have no idea.
Absolutely, it actually is. When you're talking about primal, that is a major factor in the primal kink. A lot of people who have that pheromone attraction are very much into the primal aspect of it because that's how their body is. Their body registers more instinctual than like programmed. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Physical stimuli. Like I have learned experience, instinctual over experience. That's what I was going for. I got there in the end. It's okay.
Yes, I mean it's fine as long as you get there. But yeah, I think it has a lot to do with my primal kink and in that I love the scent of people. I love the scent. Like if I'm with somebody, because if you're not attracted to somebody, if you are not physically attracted to them, their scent does nothing for you. But if you're physically attracted to somebody, if you know that you're attracted to them, there is something about there's just their scent that you just almost want to sink your teeth into them. Like you know what I mean? You just can't help yourself. You just want to smell it. Like, you know, when you smell them on your skin afterward, like it's amazing.
Yes, that's
you want
Old
a brain
Spice.
scratcher? You want to know something that make you break your brain a little bit and make you think real long and hard? Are you physically attracted to them by their look, or are you physically attracted to them by their smell? That's why their smell does nothing for you. Now, hear me out. Everybody has a type, right?
Yes.
Why do you develop that type? Or what about the people who have no type? But you just know it. You see somebody and you're like attracted, and then you
don't really have a type.
Very primal. You get that very primal attraction to them. What if it's not the physical appearance of them? What if you just think it's the physical appearance of it because your brain is telling you that person's attractive? Now we're starting to get into the real depth of what really makes somebody attractive. Because they say there's somebody for everybody. Like everybody has like that body type. I'm like, do you like the body type, or do you like the body type that's that person creates that smell because that's how they live their life? Like the people who like thicker girls, they have more fat in their they have more fat cells which burn, so it leaks into the sweat. So they create a smell. Every body type has a different smell. Every ethnicity has a different smell depending on what you eat, how you maintain yourself. A lot of people who are very attracted to, let's say, the very Hollywood type, like the very plasticky thing, they don't produce a smell because they are very, like, low impact, high perfume.
Chef is wafting his armpit. For those who can't.
I'm musking.
You're musking.
I don't know. I think it's both. I honestly, I think it's a little bit of both, because there are people that I've been physically attracted to that I didn't
like.
I wasn't necessarily like their smell, right. And then there are people I'm like, okay, but I think that their pheromones and have a whole lot to do with it. It does. Like, there are people that, like, I look at them going, why am I attracted to you right now? It's not your conversation skills.
And that's it. Like, that's kind of what really fascinates me about this
coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Or maybe it is, just not the sound. It is very much like the fascination of what the subconscious picks up on. Because, like I said, a lot of times we're not aware of what we're smelling. There's so much on a deeper level that we're picking up. Like, you can smell panic in a room. You can
pee.
You can smell tension.
Did you say it's
not always pee. He did. He just said it's pee. That's what he came with. He said it's pee.
Okay.
I don't come with pee. But I pee with pee.
You can smell all of these things because we do produce different smells. You are not aware that you are smelling that because it is on such a subconscious level. Your body's processing it. That's why, like, you know, a lot of times blind individuals can tell if something's wrong. Or deaf people can tell something's wrong because their body is processing the smells and is putting them in a state of alertness. It's putting them ready to go. They don't know why. They're just like, all of a sudden I'm very alert. I'm very like, something's wrong. Something's amiss. Because the people around me are producing that smell. Just like ants, man. They use that's how they travel, man. And we do that to a degree. We don't do it to that level, but it does have so much level. Personally, for me, every pair of pantyhose has a very brand new. I don't like use undergarments. Wash yourself. I'm one of those people. I'm like, there's only a few scents in the world I like, and most of them are not sweat. Just throwing that out there. Wear your deodorant, people. But like that brand new, that chemical nylon smell, Pavlov dog. And I mean, I think that's pretty much covering. Do anybody else have anything to add to the sense of scent?
But I mean, just a reminder that scents also have an opposite effect. Like we talk about how they have positive effects, they also have negative reactions too. So just be aware of that, especially with your partner. Like if you're new or you're just getting to know them, like maybe what turns to one person on may turn another person off. So just that's one. Yeah.
I think we covered that in the fart episode pretty well.
For everything else, there's Pert Plus.
Pert Plus.
Pert Plus.
I wonder if Pert Plus. It's been years. It's been years since I smelled Pert Plus. I wonder if it still smells the same. Like, I wonder. I'm gonna go buy some tomorrow.
No.
Yeah. Why don't you want me sniffing Pert Plus? I mean, what? Do you think I masturbate any less that is not in the house? I'm just gonna tell you right now, that's wrong. All right, let's spin the wheel.
Coming and going in that house.
A lot of coming and going. All right, well, I'm gonna have to look. I'm going to have to look this one up. Just how to pronounce it.
Oh,
We got one of our good ones.
are good ones, huh?
Oh, okay.
It's always good when you can't say it, I guess.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. This is gonna be a good. Hold on.
Oh,
Pronunciation. Here
Do
we
you
go.
need Babbel to help you
I
say
know what
the
it
word?
means. Let's hear. I'm gonna
Oh,
hear. I'm
shit.
gonna hear it said.
Got to work up on this
Here we
one.
go. Here we go.
Oh God.
I
Look
mean,
at his
this is
face.
the person that can't say exhibitionist.
Agamatophilia.
Agamatophilia?
Agamatophilia.
What is that? What is that?
Oh well, I mean, I don't.
Now he's got to try
I'm
to
kind of
work
like
up his
I'm
thing.
kind of stuck in place about it. I'm almost like I feel kind of statuesque about it, but I think I can get behind it.
Human statues.
Statues, solid human statues.
Mannequins, maybe?
Yep. Characterized by sexual attraction to
Nice.
statue, doll, mannequin, or similar object. So we're pretty much going to create scene by scene the movie Mannequin.
Pretty much.
I liked
what we're doing next
Mannequin.
week.
I'm not even gonna
That's
lie.
a good one.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
So, I mean, that will also cover sex dolls. This next week's going to be a big episode for agamatophilia.
Oh my God.
You're a gal. I'm
Oh,
gonna
this is
feel
going to be
you.
a good one.
Mm.
Agamatophilia. Now
All
it's
right,
forever
with that-
stuck in my head. With that, I want to thank everyone for listening to Dinks with Kinks. Remember to follow us on that social media at Dinks with Kinks. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you know what? Go buy a shirt. Go to dunderstreams.com/merch. Look up some Dinks with Kinks merch. Check it out. We had somebody recently buy 2 Dinks with Kinks shirts to support us. I don't know who they were. They bought it anonymously, but thank you to whoever you were. And they bought some other people bought some stickers. So I want to see that so bad. I want to be driving down the road and I want to see a Dinks with Kinks sticker on the back of somebody's car. I'm just gonna quit that. That's the day I quit, and then start back the next day rejuvenated of going, we're a podcast. I don't know that person, but they got my podcast stuck on the back of their car.
Okay.
So I am your host, John Andera, and with me, as always, a woman who I wouldn't consider statuesque, but I definitely would like to think of her as a sex doll. Miss Rebecca.
Thank you. Good night. I don't. What? Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.
I love how flustered that made you. You were just like,
What? What?
Yes.
I feel like statuette. Okay. Anyway, you're right.
I had to go with it. And a man
You're
who, can stand so perfectly still, you'd think he is a statue. But he's very much not. Mr. Shep.
Till next time.
Bye, everybody.